In the hidden corridors of our collective memory, something strange is taking place. A phenomenon where facts dissolve, timelines blur, and millions of people confidently remember events that never happened. This unsettling mystery is known as the Mandela Effect. It first gained global attention when vast numbers of people claimed to remember Nelson Mandela dying in a South African prison during the 1980s. They could describe televised funerals, political reactions, even the global mourning that followed. But none of it ever occurred. Mandela died decades later, in 2013. A single false memory is ordinary. But millions sharing the same one? That is something else entirely. And once you begin looking, the cracks in our shared reality seem to multiply. People remember the Monopoly man wearing a monocle, yet he never had one. They recall Pikachu with a black-tipped tail, though his tail has always been fully yellow. They swear the line from Star Wars is "Luke, I am your father," even though Darth Vader actually says, "No, I am your father." But these are only the beginning. The Mandela Effect reaches into books, logos, movies, and even geography. One of the most famous examples involves a beloved children's book series, the Berenstain Bears. Millions insist the name was spelled Berenstain, with ein, and some even claim to remember discussing it as children. Yet every physical book, every archived image, every publication says Berenstain with ein. For many, this is their first glimpse into what feels like a fractured timeline. Then there's the Fruit of the Loom logo. People remember a cornucopia, a woven horn behind the fruit, so vividly that they can describe its texture and shape. But no version of the logo has ever included a cornucopia. Not one. Or consider the iconic line from Snow White, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Most of the world remembers it, but the actual line is "Magic mirror on the wall." Even brand names seem to shift under scrutiny. Many recall Kit Kat with a hyphen. Kit Kat, a logo so convincing it feels impossible to forget. But the real name has never included a hyphen. It has always been Kit Kat. Similarly, countless people remember the fabric spray spelled as Febreze with 2 E's, because it looks right, sounds right, feels right. Yet the actual product is spelled Febreze, and it doesn't stop there. Some swear that the peanut butter brand Jiffy once existed, even though the official name has always been Jif. Others insist that New Zealand used to be northeast of Australia, not southeast, as if the map itself had quietly shifted. Even the Mona Lisa's expression appears to have changed. Older generations recall a neutral, almost emotionless face. Today, her smile seems more pronounced, almost mischievous. How do these illusions arise? Is the human mind truly so fragile that millions of people can misremember the same details in the same way? Psychologists say yes. They describe memory not as a recording, but as a reconstruction, a story the brain rewrites each time it's recalled. This process is called confabulation, where our minds fill missing details with information that feels right. There is also source misattribution, where we remember the content but forget where it came from, blending facts, assumptions, and external influences into a single flawed memory. And of course, social reinforcement plays a powerful role. When one confident voice repeats an error, others unconsciously adopt it, forming a collective illusion. But many argue these explanations fall short. Because the Mandela Effect is not just about people misremembering, it's about people misremembering identically. How can millions of unrelated individuals from different cultures, ages, and backgrounds consistently recall the same incorrect details? This question opens the door to far more mysterious theories. Some believe these inconsistencies are evidence of parallel timelines, subtle shifts in reality, where fragments of one timeline bleed into another. Others propose we may be living inside a simulation, and the Mandela Effect is a glitch, a rendering correction that leaves traces in human memory. And then there are those who think memory itself may exist partly outside the brain, a kind of shared field where disturbances ripple through entire populations. None of these theories are proven, but each tries to answer the same unsettling question. Why do so many of us remember a world that never existed? Perhaps the most disturbing truth is this: our memories, the foundations of our identity, are far less reliable than we believe. They can shift, they can be manipulated, they can even rewrite themselves without us ever noticing. The Mandela Effect forces us to confront a haunting possibility. That reality is not as stable as it appears. That truth is not always absolute. And that the line between memory and illusion may be thinner than a thread of light in a darkened room. So ask yourself, have you ever remembered something with absolute certainty, only to discover it never happened? If so, you may have already experienced the Mandela Effect. And if millions of us remember the same impossible events, then the question is no longer whether our memories are wrong, but why they match. Is it coincidence? A collective delusion? A neurological trick? Or the quiet whisper of a reality shifting beneath our feet? In the end, the most important question is not, what do you remember? But, can you trust it? If this exploration made you question your own memories, if even for a moment you felt the thin line between reality and illusion shift beneath your feet, then let this journey continue. A simple like helps this story reach others who are searching for the same hidden truths. And subscribing ensures you're with us the next time we step beyond the evident, into the unexplained, the forgotten, and the unseen layers of our world. Until then, stay curious, stay aware, and never stop questioning the reality you think you remember.